All right, my friends, this is part 2 of the December 2017 love reading for the twins. And I'll put the links down below for the other pieces of the reading. So we just finished up with the Divine Masculine side. And if you haven't seen that, I'll link the video below so you can start with that. So next we're going to move on to the Divine Feminine. So her overall energy right now is the Page of Fire. And the Page of Fire is someone who's moving forward with a lot of gusto, being very confident. There's a little bit of energy of mischief. And she's in a place right now where there's some exciting things happening in her life. And she's having to be creative, and she's kind of, and this could relate to her career specifically, because the fire can relate to that as well. Even though it's not an earth sign, it's really much about accomplishment. But you know, she's here and she's got these amazing dragon wings around her. Actually, the dragon's behind her. And she's kind of creating this whole fireball. And so she's also manifesting and creating that passion and energy and creativity. So she's in a place right now overall where she's moving forward with passion. And this could relate to a few different areas of her life. But, you know, she's in a place where, because I know a lot of Divine Feminines have recently been very focused, especially during the separation, on their career and kind of getting their everything, their affairs in order. And she's right here in a place of, the Divine Feminine is in the process of manifesting everything that she desires. And there's new opportunities, and there's some wonderful things coming into our lives. And she's really in a place where she's willing to think outside the box and get some things coming in her life that she may not have thought of before. And she's following her passions. And this particular magical dragon behind her actually has gemstones in his wings, and he is somebody that is he's like a phoenix, which is about being reborn. So I feel like the Divine Feminines are in a place where they've gone through the ringer, they've gone through their dark night of the soul, and they've been reborn, and they have all these new things happening. And this card also is a 33 card, which is a twin flame number, but it's a direct connection to the Ascended Masters. So the Divine Feminine right now overall is really supported by her divine team. She's supported by her support team of Ascended Masters and angels and anyone that wants to support the union of twin flame energy. So that's a gorgeous card to have as an overall energy. So how does she see how does she currently see the Divine Masculine, which is the Ace of Fire, which is, hello, let's just get started. I mean, there's certainly a lot of passion with the two of them. The chemistry is undeniable. But the Ace being a new start. So she's feeling like there is a new start and a resurgence in their bond. There may have been things happening in their relationship and their separation, and a lot of twins have been starting to come more into physical union. But she sees him as the start of this incredible journey of manifesting. And, you know, here he is. He's surrounded by this ethereal fog, but surrounded by all these flowers. So she sees the Divine Masculine making the changes that he's making, and she's kind of excited about it. That's like the best way to put it. So she sees him as the Ace of Fire, and I'm gonna look here too, but it's about promising a lot of wonderful things, and that it's a beginning within career, passion, and self-development. And she sees that dreams are within reach, okay? And it's important that we keep our thoughts positive with this. This is manifesting mode. So she sees him as starting on his manifesting journey. She's acknowledging that he is, because that's part of the twin flame journey, is to understand how we are ultimately manifesting and manifesting beings, and typically the divine masculine has been behind the divine feminine in this understanding, but she sees him as like the rookie on this journey, and she's kind of excited about it because she knows what can come when two magical beings come together and manifest together. So I love that. So how is she seeing the relationship right now? And that is the Six of Fire. So this is a card of victory. The Six of Fire is about passion and victory, because it says good news is on its way, public recognition or awards. So, you know, here's this woman coming in with her horse, and she's getting celebrated, and she's covered in soot. She's covered in the dirt of battle. But she's smiling, and the horse is excited, and everyone's celebrating her wins. And this is about coming through. So the fives are about coming through the difficult challenges, but here is, we're starting to get to, okay, we've been through the war, and now we're going to start to enjoy the fruits of our labors and of our challenges and our trials and tribulations. So that's how she's seeing the relationship right now. She's seeing it as starting out, and that, you know, the problems of the Five of Fire here, this is what's so interesting, okay, because of all the mirroring happening. He sees the relationship right now as a Five of Fire, and she's like leading him just a little bit more. She's ahead of him just a teeny bit, which is kind of what happens with the divine masculine and feminine. So he's here, but she's here saying, guess what? You're in this right now, and we're about to be here and out of this fire. We're going to be on the victory path together. And so this is amazing mirroring happening in the same position with regarding to how they see the relationship. So he's kind of, again, he's a little bit behind her, but that's typically how it's been with the divine masculine, is like on that journey, he's a little behind, and she's here pulling him forward, saying, we've got this, buddy. You know, we've been on this, we've been doing a lot of work. Just like, come with me. We're going to be here. We're going to be victorious. So I really love that. Okay. So what is the challenge she's facing right now? And that is the Knight of Water. So she's being really, I think her challenge right now is she's feeling like there's a little bit of a shift in the dynamic, and I think she's getting excited about it. And I think she's in a place where she needs to balance her emotions a little bit, because I feel as though, let me see, what do I feel from this? So I think she's being enthusiastic and excited because she can feel all this transformation happening, and it's been a long time coming. So her challenge, I think, is going to be to hone down her enthusiasm and excitement so that she doesn't get into the expectation of when things are going to unfold and how they're going to unfold, if that makes sense. So it's good to be excited and enthusiastic, but that can sometimes lead to expectation and disappointment. And that's not where she needs to be on this journey. She's been super patient. Temperance has come up so much for the divine feminine. It's not even funny. I get that card. I get that card personally, like almost every day. But, and I think that's an important message. So we see some developments happening. We're feeling the shift happening, but it's still important to know that this still could take more time. This still might not come in the form that we expect and the timeline we expect, and that's okay. So that's the challenge for the divine feminine this month, is to temper her enthusiasm. And let me see if there's any other message real quick for the Knight of Water that I'm missing. I always love to refer to my books because something always jumps out as a reminder. Yeah, I mean, this is like, we've been swept off our feet, but it's time to still just tone it down a little, because it's still not maybe quite ready to happen in the time frame we'd like. Because we, of course, want it to happen yesterday, and that's totally fine. However, it's just about being cautious and having discernment. So that's the reminder here. So what does she want him to know? And it's the Ten of Air, in that the Ten of Air represents the end, the completion of a cycle, the completion of the difficult cycle of the mental gymnastics of the air and typically the swords in traditional tarot. And she wants him to know that, hey, you know what? You've been through this. You've been through all these hard things and you're still kind of going through it. But we're at the end of this and we're about to start a new phase and a new cycle in our union journey together. And she wants him to know that things are going to get better. Things are going to continue to get better. You might not quite see it yet, but I'm here to tell you it is going to get better. And I want you to know that is what she's saying. The Ten of Air is, so it's, you know, some people think that the Ten of Air is an ending, but in my experience, it's more of the ending of a phase. It's not an ending, but it's the ending of the cycle. That, because we're constantly evolving, are we not? I mean, some people don't, but I think those of us on the twin flame journey clearly are constantly evolving and realize we're working on ourselves. But this is we're no longer hanging on to what has been, so we can create a beautiful new life of what will be. So she's reminding him that even though he may have had a bunch of things break down, the past, his old patterns, his belief systems, old structures that have felt familiar to him, she's basically telling him that, guess what, buddy? It's all for the good, and there's some amazing new things coming your way that you have no idea about. So, okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video again and start part 3, where I'm going to get into some clarifying cards as well as the energies of union for December 2017. So hang tight and I'll be right back.